Alright, let's get started. Alright everyone, welcome to video number 2. So, in this video, although I said I'm going to do the assembly, but I think I need to do a little bit more about the, how to, like, a little bit more practice of how to do the basic CAD. So, I'll put down a link in the link on the screen, so you can just directly jump to the assembly if you don't want to see this part. But it's more practice, it's good for you. So let's get started. Also click standard IPT. Yeah, we have to wait for a little bit. For this practice, I'm just going to pretty much do like a sidewall of chassis, I should say. Yeah. Go to XY plane. So this time we're going to use the rectangle rule. There's lots of different ways to create rectangle, as you can see over here. So, but just find the one like you are good with. Sometimes the others have some advantage when you create those, but I should say, usually you will just use 2 point because it's the most easiest. Just click and drag, then enter the value you want. Let's just make this like, I'm just making up the measurement, 13. You can also left click once on the cube to go back to see the whole sketch you're doing right now. Click on dimension, set the value over here to 4. Yeah, let's just make it 13 by 4. Finish sketch. Click again. Extrude. Let's just extrude this by, yeah, 1 inch is fine. Click OK. You can see the 3D just pops up before, and now we have a perfect like rectangle over here. So right now, so at this time, I'm not going to do the base sketch because if you want to create a chassis, you probably need to do some kind of like sketch layup or something like that. So I'm just, if you like accidentally click out of your sketch, you can always click on the left hand side to go back to what you're doing right now. So over here, you can just, so if you want, so right now we're going to draw a hole into the chassis on the side. So right now we can just randomly put a rectangle over here, then click dimension to set everything up quickly. Actually, it's 1/8 of an inch for each dimension on the chassis. Oh yeah, by the way, if you are doing everything correctly, every measure is set up correctly, there should not be any green line appeared on your sketch, because that means you probably either didn't offset it by a bound, or if you offset by a bound, the bound is going to show in yellow. If the things is locked, it cannot move or changed, it's showing by purple. But if it was still movable, as you can see, I'm dragging it up and down, it's going to show you like green. We don't want green because it's bad for CAD. It means like it can cause some problem later on or something. But sometimes when you are doing like a huge sketch that was probably very complicated, it's okay. But if they have like a precise measurement that need to be offset, just do it. So finish sketch. Click extrude, click on the only the closed side. It's a little bit light up. Probably you guys cannot see it, but you have to click it. So remember what I said, if you want to drill inside something, click direction 2 and all the way down. You will see a kind of like a red rectangle inside the object you already draw. Click OK. And you go to the side. You can see it's a perfect. Yep. Alright, then next we are just going to create some circle. You can pretty much everything can be started like just randomly. Then you can always offset by using the dimension. But of course, if you enter it at first, it's going to be much quicker. Let me remember, what's the 0.75? You can move the circle by dragging the center. Because it's all green, it's always movable. So we need to always use dimension to reset them. like 1 inch, I should say. Let's make this 1 inch over here. Actually, this is a little bit too high. Oh God. That looks fine. Then dimension, click on circle, drag it. As you can see, I'm slowly turning every green part to become a solid blue. So, because we still need to offset the center to this, let's just offset by 7. Whatever, I'm just making up some measurement. Then click OK. Then extrude. If you want to extrude multiple things, click press Shift, then left click on every single close area you want to do. Go to set our direction, click OK. See, now we pretty much have a pretty good chassis right now. It's not very accurate, but it's good for now. Alright, so in the next, I'm just going to start some assembly. Click New, click Standard IAM. What you want to do is you have to click Place. Remember, you have to save the file in the certain direction. This file is saved as IPT file, and assembly can only place what you have drawn already. You cannot create another object inside the you cannot create another object inside the assembly, I should say. Click Place, and just pretty much bring out this is the other chassis I made before for testing. But you just place it over here. Just left click again, click Open, and left click. You can click as many as you want. But right now we just want for one. So there's a pretty important rule for you to start at assembly. Let me just first place something more, then I'll explain later. So let's first delete this chassis, because we don't need this chassis right now. This is hex pattern I made earlier. Remember, as you can see, because I forgot to turn off the visibility of my sketch in the IPT file, it's going to show up in the assembly. It's pretty annoying if you have so much measurement and stuff to going on. So remember always to turn off your visibility after you're done with the CADing. So then turn off visibility. You can always right click on the sketch and turn off visibility. Alright, let me place another one because we want to put two things together. Hex. And let me just place another chassis over here. Yeah, that's good. So today in this video, we're going to put these three together, and we are going to make this bearing free rotating around one of these holes. So, but first, let me explain something really important. Like what I said before, really important inside the assembly. So right now you have three objects that is moved totally free in this entire assembly. We don't want that because we need something to be perfectly, like we need at least one thing that to be the ground, to be the center of our entire CADing. If you want to CAD an entire robot or something, you always have to start with one piece, set that as the ground or center. Then you CAD every piece around it. I will probably show you guys later. But first, you have to click, pretty much just choose the biggest object, I should say. Usually I'm doing it with the chassis, one side wall of chassis. Left click on the arrow, open the origin. Then close everything else. Open the origin of the assembly, usually the third folder under it. Click this left arrow. You can see there is some sort of plane going on over here. We want every single, the piece you are identified as center, the every plane is constrained to the YZ plane. Constraint is pretty much just attach two things together. So let's get started. So first things first, remember we need to connect the XY plane together. See? Apply. Because this is the third dimension, it has three axes, X, Y, and Z. So right now it's only locked by one axis. If you want something to be stable, we have to lock it by 3. Something is rotatable, we have to lock it by 2. So right now only lock it by 1. So next is XZ and XZ of the chassis side. So right now you can see the entire thing is upside down because I'm constrained in a mate solution. If you want to make it sure, like you can see it clearly, just click the other one, flush. Click apply. Then the last one, constrain XY and the XY. Now you have a centerpiece that's totally not draggable. That's very good because every time you click on this home button, it will return to what pretty much just return directly to the centerpiece. So every time if you like accidentally you are doing some kind of a constraint, you are all the way down, go back very easily and quick. Alright, so usually, as you can see, usually we mate the YZ and XY plane and we flush the XZ plane. Alright, let's get started. So the next things I'm going to do is I'm going to totally ignore this chassis. Turn off the visibility, that's always useful. So right now, we're going to only focus on these two to put the hex inside the bearing. If you want to perform a quick assembly, it's not like you are starting some very important project. You just left click it, right click it, then click ground. Then it's not movable. But ground have some kind of like problem issues that it will sometimes like cause some errors. So I should still highly suggest like you just constrain it by like constrain each plane with the origin. When you are doing like something pretty important, for example, you are building the entire file for the shooter. You're just creating a gigantic like assembly file for a shooter. Then you probably do that. But if you're just putting like a whole axis inside the wheel, I should say just ground it. It's really quick and helpful. So the next step is we want to put this thing inside the hole. To do that, you need to constrain like every side by side, because for example, as you can see, it have 3 sides, it have 6 faces. We need to constrain at least 3 to make this thing not movable. I will show you guys. Alright, so we first constrain like any face, just click any face. Then we use your mouse wheel closer to close any face over here. Then click apply. Go home. And now as you can see, it's moved like horizontally around this one because we only lock it by one axis. Then the second one, and I'm going to tell you guys like I see lots of people making errors when they constrain like a hexing, like a polygon into another polygon. Why? Because like remember I told you guys before, the visibility is really one of our good friends. It's really going to be helpful. So you can always also go to the constraint, left click on the arrow over here, right click on the mate, which is the constraint we did already, click visibility. This will help you show which face is connect to which. So because lots of times I see people doing like something like, because they didn't see which face they already connect, they connect one of the other face to the face that already been made before. Then you click apply, there will be an error showed up. then everyone just start to panic. Oh my god, what's going on? It's because you probably either constrain something else to the relationship you already create, or you just create to something that it's not rotatable. For example, right here I'm constraining one of the bottom side to the top, which has already been constrained. This message pop up, that's not good. Or you just, because as you can see, right now we already constrained this side, so we want this side to be connected to over here. So if I connect this side to the other one, it cannot be resolved. So make sure when you constrain the hex, make sure you show. It's very helpful to show up the visibility. I mean visibility, not suppress. Because it will show which face that you already constrained. Then we can go track it down slowly. We want the every string to be constrained to the other one. So right now I constrain 2. This is going up and down. Then we can also constrain. Pretty much 2 is good enough for the hex bearing, I should say, if you are not offset by much, because we already lock up. So right now we probably, another way is just constrain this and this. Remember, we cannot put, because we cannot turn it upside down, we need to flush it to make sure they're on the same level. We can always offset. Let's just offset by 1, not really 1 inch, 1.18 of inch in there. Okay. Or remember that because right now I'm going to offset in this circumstance can be negative. So if you either want to go up and down, just play around with numbers. Let's just make it negative 0.25. So that looks better. Click apply. Boom. Now you have something what was perfect because it's constrained. It cannot be moved. Alright. Next, let's turn on the visibility of the chassis. Go to home. Because I already said this, that's why this is helpful. If you want to constrain something small, turn off visibility of the center, then you can directly goes to, if you click home button, it will just show the object. But if you done with these small things, click the home again, it will directly jump you back to where you want it to be. You can see this is popping up, so remember what I said before, turn off visibility after you are done. Alright, next is how to constrain a circle inside another circle. Right now, I'm going to show you guys a mistake that I also see lots of people did. So click this, and if I want to click over here, click apply. This doesn't work because you forgot to unground your hex bearing. It's because that's why there have a pin right in front of your circle. Left click it, unground it. Because if you ground, I believe, yeah. If you ground it in the other assembly, then put another assembly inside here, it's fine. But yeah, just remember, always unclick the ground. So right now, I'm going to constrain a circle inside another circle. To do that, there's multiple ways to do that actually. Either you find the circle. You can see this is a circle. And constrain with another circle. But you first probably want to find one face. Usually it's this one. Mate it with the side. So that's good. So you can now move around with that. Then next you find the circle. Either a circle to a circle. Okay, that doesn't work. I'm sorry. So you have to. So in order to constrain 2 cylinders together, you have to go to find out this little line over here. That's the center of the entire cylinder. Then click the another center of the entire cylinder. Mate it together, click apply. Right now, I'm only constrained. Remember, I only constrained 2 times. Yeah, the first 3 is with the plane, and only 2 with the hex bearing. It's rotatable. That's amazing. Now you are done with the circle. You don't need to offset another one. But if you wanted to stop, just go to the origin of the hex bearing. Then constrain any origin with the other. Then you can make it pretty much as stable, or you can just ground it. So yeah, so that's how you pretty much constrain a circle and things together. That's how you just put in a hex put a polygon into another polygon, put a circle into another circle. So yeah, I believe if you are not in the CAD team, I think that's most of things that you need to learn. Just following the measurement and play around with it. In the next video, I'm probably going to do something more easy. It will save you guys a lot of time. Such as so in the next video, we are pretty much going to, let me go to the IPT file. We are going to play around with the rectangular, circular, and there is a nurse and a mirror. Yes. So these three is going to save us lots of time when you are doing something mutable. Yeah. So for the end of video, I'm just going to show you guys some cool things. If you don't want to watch it, it's fine. Just let me just create a new file. Start 2D sketch. Finish sketch. Let me just extrude this by 1 inch. Click OK. I have a 1 inch cylinder. If you click shred, just wait, give it some time to load. Okay, my computer is a little bit slow, but it's fine. What it do is it will create the shred. It will create a shred around the cylinder. It looks super cool because that's how you pretty much showing a screw. Well, come on. Well, looks like my Autodesk Inventor is not responding. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, it did, as you can see. Click apply. Bam. You can see there's kind of like there's shred around the cylinder. That's how you create a screwdriver and the shred inside a nut. But usually these things can be downloaded online. So it's just something cool things I want to show you guys because CAD is lots of fun and it's very excited to play with it. And yeah, that's all for my video. That's all for today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.